All right, now we are on the threes. So 3 points, well, that's an example. So we got hello name, so 3.3.6. Write a program that takes a user's name and says hello to them. Should save their name in a variable called username. An example call for input should look like this. What is your name? Andre. What is the previous, or with the previous name, the following output should be given. Hello, Andre. Okay. So this one's pretty easy. It starts to get into the input variable, or the input function rather. So what we need to do, and the error variables too a little bit. So we're going to set username. Okay, that's our variable. Actually, before we do that, just to refresh, input basically is going to ask the user for some information. So if I put input, what is your name, or like that, when I run the code, it's physically going to ask me what is your name, and I can put in anything that I want. It's going to end the code, right? That's all good, but if we want to display that, we're going to want to set that as a variable. So we're going to set the variable username equal to this. So that way, after the program runs, it's going to save this value as username. And what we can do with that is later on, we can say print hello. Remember, that's a string, so we got to surround it with our quotations. Then we can also then just say print username. Okay? And since this is a variable, we don't have to put it in quotes, because what happens is it says, okay, well, what is username? Well, username is equal to whatever we just inputted, so that therefore we're gonna print whatever we just input. So if I put in like that, it's going to say that, or if I can put in something else like that, it's going to do something else, or if I did something even different, there you go. So it's going to be all sorts of different stuff based on whatever you actually put in to the input. So there we go. Now we're going to move on to 3.3.7. Let's see. Your friend is about to have a birthday. Write a program that asks them how old they are. Once they answer their age, print how many candles they need for their birthday cake. It should be one more than their current age, okay? We'll have to use input to retrieve information from the user, int to convert what they type into an integer, left to alter their age, and tell them how many candles they'll need. Okay, so it should say, enter your age, 117, you will need this many candles for your birthday cake, 118. Okay, not too hard. So basically what we're going to do is we are first going to ask their age. So age equals input, enter, or what is your age, I think is what it asked, right? Something like that. Enter your age, okay. Enter your age, okay. So age equals enter your age, and then, do we need a name for this? No. And we just gonna say print, and this isn't gonna work, but I'll show you why it doesn't work. You will need this many candles for your birthday cake, colon, print age. Okay, so actually this will work, this one will work, but when we try to do the next thing, it won't work. So let's run this. So enter age 25 is going to print, you'll need this many candles for your cake, 25. Okay, but the thing that you need to know is that this is printing the string value 25. It's not printing an integer value, okay? And we can tell that by saying type age. That's going to actually tell us what type of I need to print that actually. Print type age. There we go. That'll 25. Okay, so it's going to tell us that it's a string. Okay, and what we're going to notice is when we try to do age plus 1, it is not going to go so well. It's going to spit back an error because it's trying to add 1 to a set of letters, right? Which doesn't actually make sense. You can't add an int to a string because it's incapable of doing that calculation. So what we need to do is convert the age variable from a string into an integer, right? So you can add like terms, so you can add an integer to an integer. And the way that we're going to do it, we're going to say age equals int age. Okay, you could either do it like this, or you could do int up here and surround that like that. I think the autograder might spit that out and say that it's wrong, but that does work. and that's how typically I do it, but sometimes I'll do it like this as well. But anyways, age equals int age. Then you're ready, just for good measure, we'll print type age again, like so. And then we'll be able to do age plus 1. Okay, so you'll see it should say what is your age, and it's going to say type string or class string, class int, because we've just converted it into an integer. And then you're going to need this many candles for your birthday cake, 26, because it'll be turning 26. So let's check the code. There we go, perfect. You don't need to have the printing of the types, but I just did that to demonstrate what is going on. So there you go, there's 3.3. Now we can move on to 3.4.